When was the last time you held back from saying something? Not because it was wrong, but because you feared of how people would react.
You're now listening to the Student of Life podcast.
Hi, y'all. Trey here for another week with all two hosts. Yeah, two other hosts. We have Johnny V, the one and only, and little small Timmy.
Timothy.
Timothy. We're going back with that again. Nice. How are you guys doing today?
Very warm. I believe 115, somewhere around there today.
Wait. 115?
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Wait, 115, somewhere around there. So it could be like really 75.
Yeah, sure. If we're saying, your area, yeah.
Maybe only 114 and 113.
Yeah, I got to experience the 110, so it's around 115, I think, right now.
There it is. Okay. Hey, Tim, is it also 115 where you're at?
It's a real feel of like 103, but it's only in the high 90s, so not as bad.
What about you, Trey?
No, I'm not going to even do it. I'm not going to do that.
I dare you.
But, because you're asking what the temperature is here in sunny San Diego, it is 76 degrees currently. I mean, it's kind of warm. It's not 72,
Yeah, you should really be wearing a tank top right now.
But no, seriously, guys. So the original opening question was, when was the last time you held back from saying something? And it's really not, because it's necessarily wrong, but because, people react due to their own biases, wouldn't you say?
Of course.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, here's my question for you then, because I know that was a cold open. But is silence really becoming safer than honesty because of those reasons? Tim, do you think that most people choose just to be silent because of those reasons? Or what is it?
I don't think most people. I think there's a good portion of society that does, unfortunately. And I think it's dependent on the situation and the circumstances and the individuals that they're around. So I think, you see instances where, instead of speaking up, they kind of fear that backlash or the retribution of like, well, if I say something about this person, I'm going to be perceived this way, whether, it's a racist or sexist or, biased in some way or prejudiced in some way. So oftentimes you just see them kind of, either take a step back or, just continue on their way without, saying something or interjecting. So I don't think it's most, but it is quite a bit nowadays compared to how it has been.
And I do really want to make the point that this isn't about politics or choosing a specific side or anything like that. It's really about whether we've become too afraid just to have honest conversations. I mean, that's what this episode, and we're going to go deep into this episode. We're going to talk about like cancel culture and things of that sort in the full package. So, hey, if you haven't signed up yet, go ahead and do that. But, I already put it out there to Tim and got his perspective just on this small tip of just the tip. So let me ask you, Johnny, what's your take on that?
Yeah. Honestly, I would say, depending on the context, I guess, because there is, what is it called? Not the thought circle or the think bubble or whatever. I can't remember the phrase they used, but it's basically your group of friends.
The Mobius strip?
Huh?
The Mobius strip?
Yes.
I don't think that's it.
No, far from it, but it's okay. No, I would say outside of your little inner circle, I think a lot of people do censor themselves. They do walk on eggshells because they don't want to, for the lack of better terms, hurt somebody's feelings. But I don't think we should, because then how are you ever going to know if you get along with somebody, or not even that, how should I say? How would you ever know who a person really is? Genuinely, who a person really is. Somebody can be faking it because, in high school, a lot of the times back in the days, they would always say, oh, that person's fake. They're being fake. They're just faking it. Well, how would you ever know if you're never going to be genuine with even strangers, if you actually know them? And then you end up in those situations where you've been with them for such a long time and you're just like, why did I hang out with this person? We never even seen eye to eye in the first place. So I would say it depends on the situation.
Situations. You know what? And I'm refraining from saying my go-to. There it is.
Just stand up.
Because, I mean, honestly, I you said it best. Actually, you both said it. It's all about, timing. It's all about context. Tim isn't going to be the jokey Tim if he's at a funeral with his family, right? Tim's not. I mean, he might find a
Might be,
time.
yeah, might be.
But
He's
I'm
just like,
saying, like, the Tim that I know, where the Tim that I know, he's not going to take it to that 10 or that 11, in the middle of the pastor, giving his spiel. It's all about timing. It's all about place at the workplace, the same thing, if he has deadlines or a mission to accomplish and stuff like that, there's a time and there's a place. So he is kind of censoring himself in a sense due to that. And I think that's what you were kind of saying as well, Johnny, right? Or am I misunderstanding?
No, you got it. You kind of said it a little bit better. Like you said, it's a time and a place.
But then again, here it is, time and place, right? Are you really faking the funk? Are you really, that's an old term. An old time term right there, faking the funk.
Write that one down.
Yeah,
Fake the funk.
typing it in my phone right now.
But I mean, are you really being genuine in yourself if you are kind of censoring yourself and, putting on that face? Or is it really you're just conscious about other people and their possible perceptions, Like, is it really being fake?
No, that's actually a great point. I'd say the great point goes to you're conscious of other people's perspectives, because there's a lot of people that I'm not saying aren't conscious, but they are oblivious. They don't know that other people do have other perspectives, almost like they've been living under a rock. Or what's that term? Learn how to read the room.
Learn how to read the room. You have to learn how to read the room.
Yes.
Yes. But you could read the room, but be on the wrong page, right?
Still miss the mark.
Absolutely. Different chapter. Wrong book, maybe. They're reading Moby Dick. You're over here reading Tale of Two Cities.
Both great books.
Man, I haven't read The Tale of Two Cities. And of course, Moby Dick would be on your mind, Johnny, because you are a sailor at heart.
It was the first book that came to mind. Don't forget that.
Hey, Trey, I'll bring The Tale of Two Cities out for you when I visit for you to read.
Yeah, we'll sign it for you too.
Okay, let's do that. Let's go ahead and do that. I can't say that I'll be reading it. I'm more of a picture book kind of guy myself.
There's a few pictures in there. Yeah, you're good then.
We'll make it a pop-up just for you.
I appreciate that, guys. Thank you. No, but seriously, you have to learn how to read the room. And when it really comes down to it, I really don't believe that you're being fake or disingenuous if you're not being your true self. That's my thinking on it. I think that we do sometimes hold ourselves back from saying specific things, and we are, I don't want to say really afraid of how people would react. I think that we're just conscious of how people might take something or how they may react, right? That's my opinion on it.
Walking on eggshells. No, I mean, there are times where you really have to kind of take a step back or, let that thought process from your brain to your mouth work, because you might think that you're saying the right thing at the right time to the right person. When in essence, you misspeak and you might make something completely worse or be completely taken out of context or misconstrued anyway, because like you said, anybody can perceive things, in their own ways. And so just because you think you're making a good point or a valid point for something, doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be received that way by that person or even others around them.
So let me ask you this, Johnny, really quick. Do you think that there is a way of speaking truth to people? Because once again, we're not worried, right? But we're kind of conscious about people's perceptions on how we say things or what we might do. But can you really speak truth without condemning people? Do you think that's even possible?
I hate saying it, in this day and age, it's a slippery slope, because the phrase nowadays is your truth. And people are not so keen to accepting facts anymore. So I hate saying it again, depending on, I guess, the topic, not even the situation, but the topic that you're speaking of. Because what was it, not too long ago, somebody was saying, well, math is racist and 2 + 2 does not equal 4. I'm being dead serious.
Wait. Math is racist? I've never heard that.
No?
What news source are you getting that from?
Okay.
Seriously, That's a real thing?
I swear, man. Now that I said it, your phone probably picked up on it and it's gonna bring it up on like some Facebook reel, Instagram reel, TikTok or something. Watch. You're gonna see the clip. Some girl went on, I want to say like CBS or something, and it straight said math is racist because colored people can't do math or some shit. Yeah.
Bruh,
Dead serious.
bruh. I think that's one of those rage bait type deals. I don't think that people were probably taking that serious. I hope people.
It
Like,
got
come on.
taken.
That's like
it got
that's like a
taken-
Babylon B type of like thing, or the Onion, where you're like, oh, this looks like it's legit, and then you start reading through, you're like, oh, you got me.
The thing is, whether it was rage bait or not, it got taken serious. So again, the whole phrase of people's, it's that person's truth. It got taken serious is what happened.
Well, I mean, that's case in point, right? There's a lot of those sites. My gosh, can't even speak right now because that just has me so flabbergasted.
Your flabbers are
right. But Tim pointed out a couple of sites where they make it look like it's a real headline or story or whatever. And it is just that rage bait or, just
Satire.
Something. It's satire, right? It's for comedic sake and stuff like that. But to our case in point, right? Some people may take that serious as well, too. And I kind of feel like in this day and age of social media and how things are just fed to us so fast. And now we have this day and age of AI and everything like that as well, too. It's kind of hard to tell and pick apart what's real and what's not, right? So somebody who comes across that and they say, oh my gosh, that
so
math
bad.
is
Math is
that
racist.
they'll take that serious. Like I said, I've never heard that. Like that is the first.
Does that mean I'm a math genius?
Here we go. Here we go. No, that would be the Asian female. Since we're gonna go there, Tim. Since we're going there, we're gonna go all the way. You want to go all the way there? That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna create now. I guess that's what we're gonna do here now, right? No, but in reality, though, you have to learn how to read the room. And I think that those satire sites like that make it just a little bit harder to discern in this day and age. Like it was so easy, like it was easier to tell with those type of sites when the graphics weren't, as good as they are today, right? When people didn't have it dialed in, right? When legacy media was the media that controlled pretty much how the professional way looked and everything like that. It's hard now. So that's something I think that probably has to get reevaluated by the powers that be. That's not us. We're just talking about it right now, right?
Yeah.
But today, like I said, isn't about choosing side. It's about asking whether fear is changing the way that we communicate. And we just brought up a good point, in regards to, these sites. And that's a way that we communicate. We communicate through humor at times. We communicate through song and dance. We communicate these ways, right? But is fear changing that way that we communicate? One way that will communicate to the world that you are dedicated to this mindset of constantly learning and growing as an individual is by sporting the merch from our official Student of Life shop, which is also called the Soul Collection store. That's right. It is officially launched and you can help spread the word on some of the topics we've hit here on how dedication is greater than motivation, or our whole learn, grow, live motto. Getting that right? Learn, grow, live motto, to even some of the silly personal designs like the whole Justice Beaver graphic, or my unintentional saying. I'm not going to even say it, but there it is. More are on the way, but feel free to head on over to www.studentoflifecollective.com and you will see the link for the shop there. Now, I do also want to throw out there, we are an official brand ambassador. We'll go ahead and put the links when we post these on our social media pages, but we are an official brand ambassador for the Poor Caddy. And I actually brought out one of their items out here to show off. And like I said, when we share the video for this little clip right here, we'll go ahead and we'll put our offer code at the bottom. But I want to talk about this specific one really quick because this is their original Poor Caddy. I think it's pretty cool. I'm not going to tell you what's inside of it right now, but it actually has at the top, you have your little thermos, if you will, to keep your drink at the proper temperature that you want to have it. It has a nice little spout here. If you are with friends, if you're at the beach, if you're at a bonfire, if you're going golfing, whatever you may be doing, if you're sitting in your backyard and you just want to keep your drink, at a good temperature when it's 115 degrees, put your drink inside of this bad boy right here. At the very bottom, it has some little cups, and you can share whatever you may be drinking with your friends. So nice little pour right there, then you can enjoy. So that is Pour Caddy. They have other items and stuff like that. I'm not going to go over all of them. I'm just going to cover that one right there. But down below, you'll see the offer link. Go ahead, type in that offer link when you head to the store, and you'll get 15% off of your order. So now we're going to go ahead and head on over to the full package, and we hope to see you over there. Bye, y'all.